Ladies and gentlemen, Big Bad Ochaba.
Hey there, folks. This is your Big Bad Ochaba once again, and today we are going to be doing Blazin' Bull. That's right. Now, the last time on the Marvel run, we ended up having the AVO Classic. Robusto be the one that won, so let's see if we can get a good picture of her. Yeah, there we go. Let's get her undone. So the AVO Classic, Dominican binder filler. I want to say Connecticut on the wrap. It's awful dark for Connecticut. I believe it said 5 different Dominican leaves in the blend, so that should be real interesting. Let's get a good look at her as she stands. Oh yeah, it's a nice pretty band. There's her cap. Filler looks real nice. Looks solid all the way through. Not very toothy. This one's been cooking in the humidor for a couple months now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it with that circle punch. Personally, I like to go ahead and take the band off, because if I get really good and wound up, I'm just gonna forget about it and then be upset that I'm sitting there having to fight with the band while trying to enjoy my stick. So let's go ahead and get her lit up and going. Cold draw is pretty nice. Nice. It can breathe. It can breathe. It's not too tight. I want to say it was cooking in the humidor about 60. I keep it about 68% thereabouts. So let's get it roasted, toasted, and get it lit. All right, so on the first hit, it's immediately very woody, very earthy. Much like I had a cigar not too long ago that was a medium that smoked like a full body. This feels like a mild that's smoking like a medium. Just like I said, right off of the initial hits. That is a dark Connecticut, but it's supposed to be just a Connecticut natural. So on that woody note, I'm sitting there thinking about it, and it tastes much more cedary. Oh, hi there. Yeah, definitely cedar. The smoke itself is a bit chewy, but not so much that it chokes you out. It's rolling pretty decent. Burn is not pretty nice and even. I'd say that's about like 80% even. It's not too shabby at all. Mouthfeel is good. Feels good in your mouth. It's not poking anything. Okay, so to me, this has got the cedary is kind of mellowing out a little bit more, and I'm almost picking up almost a little like a cashew sort of flavor. Maybe not cashew, maybe more macadamia nut. Macadamia nut. It's just a really soft nut nutty undertone that I'm picking up to really go with that very natural, very woody, little earthy, but not so earthy that it's dirty. I mean, I can understand why AVO is definitely up there in their brands, up there in the names. Stacking pancakes pretty decently. This was claiming a 45-minute smoke, and I mean, I know I'm a hoss, folks, but I want to say I'm less than 10 minutes into it, and we're already getting there. 10, 20. It might be about a 40-minute smoke, maybe. Now, in my opinion, this is a decent little social cigar. This is good for. I feel like this would be good in an event with a bunch of folks around. I don't know so much that I would want it as a daily. It is very woody. And like I said, that wood is smoothing out really nicely. Picking up a little hints of the nuttiness. Like I said, like maybe cashew, maybe macadamia, somewhere around there. And I want to say I'm picking up a tiniest little hint of like vanilla bean extract, like that taste of just pure vanilla extract itself, not sweetened, not vanilla cream, nothing like that, just pure vanilla. It's not too bad. Definitely not sweet in any way. I must point out that there's like very little to no sinus burn at all on this. Yeah, I'm not getting any sting up in my sinuses. Now then again, I mean, mine might be burnt out at this point, but I'm not getting stings in comparison to some of the others that I've got a hold of. So coming out that first third, going into the second third, pancakes still holding strong, and we are birding them very beautifully. I'm picking up a toasted flavor pretty solidly. It's like if you took were able to caramelize a little bit of sugar, like on a creme brulee, but without this actual sweetness. Like if you just that little crisped, caramelized, crunchy. That's like an unsweet toffee. I'm picking up like unsweet toffee. Run away! I want to say about at that halfway point. I want to say I'm picking up more of like a bourbony burn. Like that cedar woody flavor has now kind of transferred from its earthy woody tones to more of like an aging barrel kind of flavor tones. Like this kind of tastes like that same cedar that would have been coming through earlier was taken down and made into a whiskey barrel or bourbon barrel, you know, and it's almost got that little hint of that alcoholic bite on the tongue. It's not too terribly bad at all. Yeah. So I'd say we're good, healthy, halfway through, coming through there. I am picking up some spice coming through just a little. Alright. Not much. It's not very much spice. And what tingles is like almost an alcoholic burn. Very, very bourbony at that point. That's interesting. Like I've very rye with rye bourbon. Is that a thing? Is that correct? Rye bourbon or rye whiskey? I mean, bourbon is Tennessee or Kentucky. I'm sitting here rambling on about it. I smoke too much. I don't drink. Anybody out there that'd be giving me a little bit of hell for really not knowing all the different alcohol profile flavors, just keep in mind some of us try to avoid alcoholism. It runs in the family and whatnot. So definitely still holding true with that concept, and that it tastes like the life cycle of a cedar. Now, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't use cedar. I mean, probably do use cedar. Fuck, I don't know. I mean, it tasted at the beginning, tasted nice. Very solid tree, very woody, very cedary at that point, and the further as you've gone, it almost tastes like it's went through the life cycle of that cedar tree, like it's almost telling the story of it. And now we're getting to that does taste more aged at this point. Tastes there's a little charcoaly taste, but not so much as to turn it off for my palate. Normally I'm not much of a fan of that charcoaly taste. It kind of reminds me of bad times. But this is not at that point of too much charcoaly. It's just toasted, you know, just right. I've had to do zero maintenance on this thing. It's kept rolling, kept burning real nice. I'd say it's burned about 80% even. That's not bad, not bad at all, you know. I remember when an 80 was still a B, you know, I was on the AB honor roll. So definitely still like that cedar has went through its cycle of being bourbon whiskey barrel and now has retired and has been kind of turned into a little bit of charcoal, but not so much that it's fully overpowering it, but it's definitely there. There's still heavy on that toasted part. The nutty flavor's kind of gone at this point. That's not bad, guys. That's not bad at all. Would I have it in a weekly? Probably not. Would I have it in a monthly? Maybe so. I could see coming back to it every once in a while. Not too shabby at all, especially for Dominican blend. Prices a little stout. I mean, it is an AVO. it's definitely picking up a little pepperiness there at the end. That's not bad at all. So flavor profile has not been bad in any way. It's actually really good. The appearance was great. Mouth feels great. Construction's been good. Very presentable cigar. We've been burning thus far. We've been burning about 25 minutes. I might up this one. The ash. Ash has not held up. You know, it's dropped about 3 times thus far. Alright, so I think we're feeling a little generous on this one. And you know, I'm only gonna take like a partial point off on the price, because you know I'm hard pressed to pay top dollar, but I understand why this one's a little more on the expensive side. And even though the ash hasn't really held on, it's been laying dimes like you would want. I mean, almost perfect rings as it burns. So I think I'm ready to call this one. I say that. Like I said, I'm going to take like a half of a point off on the ash. I'm not going to take the whole point off on the ash because it did stack very well. Even though it didn't hold it on, it still stacked really evenly. And the price point, like I said, they're a little expensive, but every once in a while, I could see having this in the, you know, I could see having a couple of them off in the humidor cooking, pull one out every once in a while. I could see that. Yeah, 4.5 fancy wax seals. 4.5 fancy wax seals. That's what we're gonna call this one. And as always, folks, I appreciate y'all checking out the show here. If you were enjoying, entertained, if you found this in any way, shape, form, or fashion, educational or informational, make sure to hit those like, subscribe button for me. Make sure if you agree or disagree with my take on stuff, leave a comment, talk to me. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we can do about it. Yeah, that's pretty nice. And once again, appreciate y'all checking out the video. Make sure to keep an eye out for the next Marvel run. Make sure to keep an eye out on the Big Bad Ochaba channel too. I'm gonna have some more stuff popping out here soon. Another one of those World of Warcraft species sort of music things going on. Yeah, I'm gonna sit here and finish this cigar, y'all. Hope you guys have enjoyed. And until next time, Big Bad out.